Hey, hey, hey. It is Jennifer J, the Premier VA. I consult with business owners to ensure they're building the proper systems and automations in their businesses so they can grow and scale their business with systems and automations. So, today we are talking how to scale your business. Okay. Most people think that you can go from zero to scaling in 1 minute. And it's not that easy. All right. So if we think about the word scale, what does the word scale mean? The word scale means to climb up, to climb over. You ever heard the phrase to scale a wall? Have you ever heard that phrase? Have you ever heard someone say scaling a wall, right? So, scale means to climb, but there's a difference between growing and scaling. So, I want to make sure that we clarify that, okay? So, growing is to increase in size. So if we're growing our business, we're increasing it in size, meaning we're bringing on more clients and customers. Where we have more business, we have more sales, right? We're growing, but you're not necessarily scaling just because you're growing. So when I think of scale, I think of strategy. When I think of grow, I think of capacity. Let me repeat that. When you grow, you're increasing capacity, you're increasing in size. When you scale, it's a strategy to it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to talk about scaling using my PSA model. Okay. My PSA model is process strategy and automation. All right. So when we talk about scaling our business, a lot of times when you make the decision to scale, there are certain things that you need to put in place that you don't already have in place. So if you don't have systems in place, you need to put systems in place. So when you put systems in place, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you time and it's going to cost you money, right? So when we think about scaling, we think about the dip in our money and our time because we're building something, not we're just working on something. We're building. And when you build something, you want to build it on a strong foundation. So it's going to take time and it's going to take money. So the time comes in with the strategy. The time comes in with, listen, I need to scale my business. It's growing, but I need to scale it now. So when we scale our businesses, there are a couple things that we need to put in place. Okay. So if you don't already have processes in place, you need to put those processes in place, which is going to take your time. Okay. It's going to take strategy. So remember, we're talking about the PSA model. The PSA model to grow and scale your business is implementing processes, creating strategy, using automation. You can't scale your business if you're doing everything. You can't scale your business if you're so doggone tired that you can't work. You can't scale your business if it's dependent on you. Your business should be dependent on the systems and the processes, right? Okay. So, number one, how to scale your business. Put processes in place. Win now. Win now. Win now. Right? I don't want to hear it's only me. I can't scale my business. Do you know how many people scale their business by themselves? You don't need a team. So stop making that excuse. That's an excuse. You don't need a team. You just need to buckle down and do the work and stop making excuses. I don't have the money. We'll go get the money and figure it out. I'm a single mother. I don't want to hear it. I was a single mother as well. Okay. And I figured it out. I made it work. Even if my race may not look like somebody else's race. You shouldn't be watching somebody else anyway. Stop watching other people because it's based on you, your efforts, and how you're going to grow your business to a point where you can scale it. So if it takes you longer to win your race, as long as you get there, right? It doesn't matter how you get there. Your how and somebody else's how is always going to be different. It's always going to be different. So make sure that you check yourself and you're doing what you need to do to make this happen. Okay. So, number one, scale your business, put processes in place. Do it now. I don't care if you just started. I don't care if you've been in business for 20 years. I don't care. I don't care. Now, if you don't have processes, do it now. Okay. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what level of business you're at. And that's where people don't understand. Well, I just started or blah, blah, blah. No, put those processes in place right now because that is part of scaling. And I'm going to bring that home in a minute. But you can't scale if you don't have processes in place in your business. Okay. Now, number two, create a strategy. Create your strategy to scale. Most of us are out here without thinking, without planning. We're just doing it. You can only do it ugly so long. At some point, you have to organize it. You have to get some kind of structure and strategy in place. Let me tell you this story. And those of you who heard me, you've heard this story. And those of you who haven't, listen closely. Okay. I had a client who was in the process of getting systems implemented, right? But because they were dragging their feet, they had no real direction, no real goal. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. They missed out on the opportunity because someone approached them and was like, hey, we could do business together, but I need you to have this, and this in place. Now we were putting this in place, but I was waiting on that person to give me the things that I needed so that I could finish. Because that process wasn't completed, that person missed out on $1.5 million for their business in there. Just $1.5 million. Who that's listening to me has $1.5 million? If you have $1.5 million and that's not nothing, then don't be scared. Don't move. Don't do anything different. Continue doing what you're doing. But for those of us, and I'm saying us because I'm a us, I don't have $1.5 million. I want to be ready when my $1.5 million come. Do you want to be ready? All right. So put these processes in place, create a strategy for your business, create a strategy for your marketing, create a strategy. If you don't have a business strategy, then you need to get with a business strategy coach to create one. And what do I mean by a business strategy? I mean, what am I selling? What am I doing out here in these streets? What are my products? Which product leads to the next product? And how does that ladder of extension happen? Right? How am I going to sell? Who am I selling to? Who is my customer avatar? That's your business strategy. Your automation strategy is totally different. Your automation strategy is the automation that you're going to put in place. But if you documented your processes, now you're able to look at your processes and say, ooh, 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 this is taking up too much time and energy and it's repetitive. We need to automate that. Put that on automation. And automation all the time does not mean a software system. Sometimes it's just an automatic process that you need to put in place that's going to help move that along. So the A in my PSA strategy, in my PSA formula, is automation. Automate, automate, automate. And remember, automation means something that happens with little or no manual input. Automation can be a system, so definitely put a system in place at every point that you need to put a system in place. So every point you could put a system in place, put a system in place. But remember, it's going to take strategy and it's going to take work. This is systematizing your business is not easy. But once you get it done, it's a beautiful thing. Will you have to come back and touch it? Heck yeah. Because you need to always check in on the process. You're always going to have to tweak something. But one thing is for sure, you can take this framework and you can repeat it over and over again. So when we're scaling our business, we're putting out money, right? We're putting out money to get these systems. So whether it's you doing it yourself and you're putting out money to purchase the system, you got to pay for the system. So figure it out. I just started. I don't care. Figure it out. It's too many ways that you can make money today to pay for what you need. If you have a job, beautiful, because that's how I started. I had a job. My job paid for my business to move forward till I didn't need the job anymore. So if you have a job, no excuse. If you don't have a job, then what you need to do is figure it out. If you got a DoorDash from 9 to 12 to pay for your systems every day, then DoorDash from 9 to 12 to pay for your systems every day. Stop making excuses and execute. Nehemiah Davis says, it's got to work or it's got to work. It's got to work. So figure it out. If you have an expertise and you can sell an ebook, sell an ebook. If you need to sell that ebook for $5 or $10, you sell it to 5 people. That's $50 that you didn't have, right? So figure it out. It's too many ways, it's too many avenues, it's too many opportunities out here that you can create income to help you with your goals. So we are figuring everything out. No excuses, right? So when we scale our business, our clients, our customers, they don't want to hear those excuses, right? That's not how people get to the level of 7 and 8 figure businesses. Notice I didn't say six. 7 and 8 figure businesses. They don't get to the level of 7 and 8 figure businesses by making excuses. Okay. So the first thing you need to do, put your processes in place. The second thing you need to do is create strategy, a business strategy and an automation strategy. The business strategy comes first. If you have no idea what you're out here doing, what you're out here selling, what the ladder of ascension is going to be, what product leads to the next, you need to figure that part out. Okay. Then you need to apply automation to it. Now that's the PSA formula, but the next level in that becomes delegation. So delegation is either delegating to a system or delegating to a person. But neither one of these can happen without the first two, the P and the S. You can't delegate to a person without processes in place. First of all, it's going to cause you to have a high turnover rate, right? You hear horror stories about people who are like, oh my God, I hired this VA and I don't like VAs from the Philippines because they disappear. They probably disappear because your business was unorganized and they didn't know what to do. A confused mind doesn't act. A confused mind is not going to react. A confused mind is not going to move. If I'm confused, I'm gonna just stand there like this, like you know how you see people, how people pause because they're confused. So don't cause confusion in your business. Get those processes in place, and I know you don't have them. So get them in place because that's going to be the gold in your business for everything else. Now you can grow. Now you can scale. Now you can hire other people. Now when things go haywire in your life, your business is still going to run. If you're not around, your business is still going to run and you're still going to make money, right? So we can grow our business and bring in more clients and customers, but that's just going to cause us to be overwhelmed. It's going to cause us to be overworked, tired, not able to be present with our families. But if we scale it, now we're able to have a system to handle all of that. Now we're able to have a little bit of organization because I put in place my booking system and my appointment system. So people are able to tell me what they need before they get on a call with me. And all I have to do is show up to the call because I already have all of the information that I need from them. And then afterwards, I'm asking them on the call, look, you need this service or not? Can we move forward or not? All right, we are moving forward. Press the button. Here's the proposal. Pay the invoice. Let's get started. You're going to get all of these documents that's going to happen automatically, and then that's going to get your project started. You showed up for what? 45 minutes? 45 minutes of your time as opposed to 2 and 3 hours. That's automation. That is automation. So, I'm going to recap. We're talking about growing and scaling our business. Growing is increasing in size. Growing equals capacity. Scaling is to climb. Scale equals strategy. We do it with my PSA model. My PSA model is process, strategy, and automation. We put our processes in place. We create our business and our automation strategy, and then we apply automation to it. And we just repeat that over and over again. And now we have the capacity to scale. Now we have the capacity to hire team members because our business has grown and now we have the revenue and we have the work to be able to make that happen.